coffee brew, let that L burn. Meditating on my past and the lessons learned. Wanna live life, wanna find me. Wanna rid the impressions of society. Let that coffee brew, let that L burn. Meditating on the past and the lessons learned. Just wanna live life, just wanna be me. Just wanna break these chains and become free.
Peace, 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 peace. Peace to everybody out there that's listening. I'd like to welcome y'all to the very first episode of Talks with Myrts. Yeah, your boy in the start of the podcast. And Talks with Myrts, man. We're gonna be talking about mental health, emotions, spirituality, and the everyday trials of being a human being. Talks inspired by my own personal experiences and conversations I used to have with my mama. And yes, it is me, your host, Myrts Son. And been wanting to start a podcast for so long, but I finally built up the nerve and the confidence to go out here and do it. And I just want to expand and keep growing, and use every resource and tool that I have, that I had to go out here to grow as a person throughout the field that I'm in: music, photography, and just networking and being an artist, and just doing all that entrepreneur type stuff. But starting the podcast was one of the things I always wanted to do, but I ain't never did it out of fear, or I ain't never do it because thinking that it got to be done a certain way. It got to sound like this person's podcast, or I don't want to sound like I'm preaching to somebody or trying to tell somebody how they live their life. But I ain't nothing wrong with living your life, living your experience and telling about your experience. Because there might be somebody out here going through the same thing that you going through, or going through the same things that you done been through. And they might need a couple gems. They might need somebody to send them some positivity, to get through their day to day. And that's what this podcast is going to be about. That's what it's going to be about. It's going to be about everyday, every life things that's going on. Myself, I'm an artist. Well, but even before that, before artist, I'm a husband. I'm a father, I'm a friend, I'm a brother, I'm an uncle, I'm an artist. All the artists come out of all of that shit because I use artistry to express my love and my views and my perspectives and perceptions of everything through it. But that's me. I'm that before I'm anything that I'm out here pursuing. You know what I'm saying? These are the people that see me first every single day. These are the roles I play from the moment I wake up till I lay down at night. And, sometimes people just need talk throughs, man. Sometimes people need an ear. And I got time on my hands now to do a podcast. And I ain't saying I got the answers to every damn thing, but, I can help people out from my past experiences. And, I'm going to speak on those experiences. And, I looked at this as another platform too. That's another reason why I wanted to start a podcast, because I want to lift up my mama. I go in a lot of details in my music about my personal life and the depression I went through myself, that I went through. But I lost my mom in 2015, and I lost my brother that same year, and that threw me into a dark depression that I had to overcome and get out of. And that's my story. And every time you hear me speak, or you listen to my music, or, you talking to me as a person, or anytime we speak on, I reference that because that was like one of the most biggest and traumatic times of my life. I had to fight through some stuff and to get up out that dark place. And a lot of our people don't make it out of a depression state. They live in it, they walk in it, they're in it every day. And, they don't know where to start sometimes. And I was just telling the homie the other day, it might have been on another interview. There's another interview with a brother I did. Shout out to Poet Lee. But sometimes our people be depressed and we don't even know we depressed. We have no idea that we're depressed. And we're just walking around in this shitty mood all day long. And we don't even know why. And, we didn't got the resources, or, we just don't know how to get to that spot yet, so we can start dissecting what the hell is going on with us, and we remain in that dark place. But I was fortunate enough and blessed enough to come up out that dark place, to come to a point where I can help other people get to that dark place. We all got different experiences that may lead to a depression or lead to a traumatic experience, but the bottom line, at the end of the day, we all the same because we need to heal. And that's what the hell it was all about. But my mama, getting back to the point, my mother, I just wanted to honor her name. That's why I changed my artist name to Myrts Son. Because I just want to lift up her name, man. I know everybody think the best of their mom. Everybody do. I'm pretty sure you do, or at least most people, but my mom was really, really dope. She was really everything that you would want from this world. She had it. Like, for instance, I used to wake up to random people in our house. Like, sometimes because my mom, she'll be brought a whole family in, that needed some help. They needed some places to stay. They needed a place to stay for a few nights. And, they needed something to eat. They needed somebody to love on them a little bit. And, that was my mama. I'll wake up and she'd be like, hey, Sean, this is such and such, and this is her daughter. And I'm like, hey, welcome to the family. Like, you know what I'm saying? And my mom, she was the type of person, she fed everybody. She fed everybody, man. All my friends used to come to my house at certain times of the day, to get fed from her because they knew what time she was cooking. She was a brunch. Always cooking around 12, 1 o'clock. And, my homeboys would come running around that time because they know Mom Dude's finna throw down for them. But she always fed people. People ain't have nothing to eat. She would feed them. She was always a nice person. She ain't let nobody take her out of her character. You know what I'm saying? And I modeled that about her. I really admired that because I've seen times myself where she've helped people and, it bit her in the ass later on. The person, end up being rude or nasty to her. And, it could have took her to a dark place, but she didn't. She ain't raise hell. She ain't snap on nobody. She ain't try to kill nobody. She just let the situation be. You know what I'm saying? Because she realized that her heart was in it from the get-go. She just wanted to help the person. She ain't care for shit else. And, I learned that. And I love that, and I model that, and I think the world need to damn live by that same lesson. So so I want to tell the world about my mama, and that's where Myrts Son come from. And I just believe in honoring your ancestors. You just gotta honor your ancestors. We get down when they transition from here. When my brother passed, my grandma passed, that was another blow that I took. That really meant a lot to me, my grandmother. But, when they pass, we have to keep them alive, their names. I watched a movie called Coco with my daughter, and it was about keeping their ancestors alive. They have a picture of their ancestors. They speak their names, and when you keep them alive, they work for you. They really, really work for you. It's plenty of times on the call to my mama, and, she'll come through. I mean, one time, when she passed, I was in the midst of trying to save her house. We was almost about to lose the house, and I was fighting to keep the house, and I just needed information, on how to do it, because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I had friends who was helping me, but key information, came through when it wasn't coming from anywhere else. It would come through, and, she would be there to hear me. And one time I needed her social so I can get some paperwork to to win back the house or whatever the situation was at the time, and it was delivered to me on a silver platter, and that was just her saying, keep going, keep believing in me, like I got you, G. And I live by that. That's why I'm forever Myrts Son. And this show is inspired by conversations I used to have with her. Me and her used to butt heads a lot, and this is kind of an introduction episode. I wanted to dive in, and I ain't getting off topic, and there ain't really no topic with this episode. I named it Journey because that's what we living on. That's what we are every day. Every day this life is a journey. We learning something from somebody. My kids teach me something every day. We learn something or we should be taking in something that's going to help us grow to a better person. We're going to go through downs. We're going to go through ups. We're going to go through it all. We're going to go through all kinds of damn storms and all kinds of things in this life, but it's still a journey, and you can't give up on it. You just got to keep pushing through. And but this is just an introduction episode, just giving y'all a feel what we're gonna be talking about. It's gonna be real life situations. This is shit, the same things I talk about in my music. This is me all the time, and I don't get to speak my mind like that. And there's people out there, I just ramble on sometimes, because I'm always talking to my kids. So anytime I get a chance to talk to a live adult, I just take full advantage, and I just go and just spill my heart out, all my thoughts and my feelings that I've been having, and somebody always seem to be helped from it. And that's a blessing to me, because I'm getting to let these thoughts and these feelings out. And it's a blessing to that person that received it, because I said something that they took from me that they were able to use in their day-to-day. But yeah, my mother, me and her relationship, me and her used to butt heads a lot, because we were just two dominant people. She was very headstrong, and I had my own ideas and my personality I'm growing into, like young kids are. They bump heads with their mom because we know it all. And but me and her really broke bread when I came home one day and told her I had became a Muslim. And man, she flipped. She went, "You been a Baptist all these years and now you a Muslim?" Like she really went ape shit. And but me and her, I had to show her Jesus, because my mom was a big Christian, big Christian. She was raised Baptist. I was raised Baptist. But Jesus is the dude. And I had to show her Jesus in Islam. Throughout the Quran, I would show her where, how, Muslims and people in Islam, they think highly of Jesus. He was one of the highest prophets. They loved him. And when I showed her that, me and her just took a whole nother level, in our relationship. We just learned how to communicate, and it was a beautiful thing. And we was always talking about life. After that conversation, I was able to talk to her about damn near anything. This was towards like the last few years of her life, like the last 5 to 6 years. We just became completely open and honest about everything, and it was so cool because I had never had that, with her. So I was able to have it, and we talked about everything under the sun. Anything that I was feeling is things about my past that's gonna come out in different episodes, because I just believe in telling it all. But just things about my past and about myself that I didn't like, that ain't sit right with me, she would let me know. We'd sit there and discuss those things, just life, shit in the news that we talk about now that people may seem, mean a lot to them. Voting, it's voting time now. She put me up on game. How she felt about voting. She was a valid voter. She took full citizenship of everything she was supposed to do. Like, she did her thing. I'm learning that way. I'm just now becoming to vote. I'm becoming a voter now for many different reasons. That'll be another episode too. But these conversations I used to have with my mama, they were just some of the most open and some of the most vulnerable conversations. And before she even passed, I felt like she was teaching me how to have these conversations. I don't know. Maybe it's kind of like maybe she knew a little bit that she was going to leave here, and maybe she knew the impact that she would have upon her absence in my life. I think about that with my kids. Like, I do everything I can to be there and be present, because I can't imagine me not coming home one day or something like that. You know what I'm saying? It would fucking crush them. I never want that. And so it's like she was preparing me for everything to come, because those conversations that I used to have about myself with her, I had to have them with myself. During that depression, when I lost her, I had to face some of the darkest parts of myself to overcome it. To pull up out those dark places, things I ain't like about myself, I had to fix them. All types of stuff, man. Like I said, like I told you, like I'm like one of them, I wear my heart on my sleeve. Like, all these episodes to come, y'all gonna be like, man, like damn, this guy done did everything. Like, but really though, yeah, my mom, she was just real beautiful. Our relationship, it just transpired to a beautiful thing. I had to get real vulnerable with myself during those times without her and my brother to come out of that depression. I had to face the darkest parts of myself. And she had already started that 4G before she transitioned, man. Yeah, man. Shout out to Mom Dukes. Forever Myrts Son. And, but yeah. Oh yeah. But giving praise to your ancestors. Definitely giving praise to your ancestors. When you keep their name alive, they empower you, man, to go out here and do what you're supposed to do. That leads me to the next thing I wanted to make sure I was hitting the point on in the podcast is when it comes to, going out here and pursuing your passions. My ancestors made me realize, I needed to go out here and, pursue my passions and face my fears and really go out here and grow. You know what I'm saying? Like, I lost them early. My brother was 46. My mom was 66. That's young. To me, that's young. That's too young to be go out here and to be dying by things that, we could have fixed if we would have just known better. You know what I'm saying? Like just eating right and living right and just doing right by yourself and by your body and, everything that everybody's, I hate society make everything a thing or a hype. Everybody, I don't know, it's like it's the working out and the way we are now. It's a good thing to see everybody so active and trying to eat right and be a vegan and see this shit everywhere. I love it. And I just hope it's not a facade like society makes everything else. That's what I'm getting to, what I was trying to say. But yeah, like it's a beautiful thing. But our people didn't have that. They didn't have those type of people out there to force those views and those opinions on them. They did. They probably would have, hey, let me try a little bit of yoga. Let me put the pork down, 20 years sooner, but they don't. So those lessons that they didn't get to do is like they put them in us for us to go out here and live them out. That's how we break these generational curses, by being aware of everything that killed our ancestors and going out here and changing it. And they just come with breaking fears in general. Just going and stepping outside of your shell, doing things that you don't typically do. And society has trained us so much to be a certain way. Like, you got to work 40 years, 60 years, 75 years and retire. Then you get this money. Or work 40 years, 50 years and break your back. Then you a good dude. You're a hardworking man. And, those are the type of things that I had to break. Like, my mom always made it seem like a working man is, there's nothing wrong with anybody. I don't want anybody to take that wrong. There's nothing wrong with anybody that works a 9 to 5. If you feel like that's what you want to do, that's what you're being fulfilled at the time, that's getting you what you need to do, and that's perfectly fine. Me, on the other hand, I hate my damn 9 to 5. Like, like it's simple. Like, I know that's not for me. I'm grateful for it at the time because it's helping me get through this growth stage. And every day is teaching me something new about patience and realizing that you got to do what you got to do to get where you want to be, as long as it's not inflicting any kind of hurt or harm upon self. You know what I'm saying? Working this job is kind of inflicting harm upon self, but it ain't killing me. It's feeding me and my family at the time. I'm benefiting from it in a sense. But, it's not me. It's taking away a lot more, from my life than I would want it to. I got all kinds of shit I want to work on. This podcast has been something I've been wanting to start for a long time. And, this podcast, my music, in my 20s, I could never, get out here and do this shit consistently as I'm doing now. I was out there in these streets with these women. I was trying to play a basketball star. I was damn chasing religion. I just wasn't in a stable place. I was out there finding myself. What people going to do in your 20s. I couldn't really focus on music then because I had a lot of shit about myself and about life that I had to figure out, so I couldn't get to do it then. But it came when the time was right because I studied things I had to work out, within myself. But, you know, I'm at a good place in my life now to where I'm branching out and I'm growing in every single aspect. And, you know, I be proud of myself. I have dark days where I get down. Well, you know, I pray to my mom and I pray to my brother like, damn, I'm sorry. You know, today's just ain't been one of them good days. But, you know, them babies is what remind me, and my family is what remind me, you know, you got to get out here and you got to do this. You know, lost ancestors. I say that in my music, man. I told you, like, y'all gonna hear me say a lot of stuff over, or y'all gonna hear me say a lot of these gems that I drop, you gonna hear in episode 100 from now, because it's what I live by. You know what I'm saying? I believe my ancestors left me and blessed me with 2 kids to show them how to break generational curses, or to be the one to break generational curses. You the guy that gotta go out here and do that, G. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't be dying of heart failure because your ass won't go work out or because you won't eat right. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're aware of what took us away from this earth. You know, so, you know, do right by your kids. And, you know, I live by that shit, you know, and, you know, it helps me wake up every day and go out here and do what I'm supposed to be doing the right way. I struggle at it. You know, we all do consistency. That's, you know, that consistency, you know, just really sticking with that. That's one of the reasons I made this podcast, because people think it's a lot of people out here who just hear this music, or, you know, I just post my music. People don't get to talk to me like this. That's another reason why I wanted to do this podcast. You know, episodes coming on down the line, they're going to be a lot more focused and honed in on, you know, certain topics. But, you know, but that's another reason why I wanted to start this podcast, because, you know, like, I like talking to people. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I can just ramble on. I got people who will really sit and listen to me if I ramble and talk for 2 hours. Everything I'm saying is some relevant things. It's not like I'm coming out here and I'm just talking out the butt, you know, talking crazy. Like, I'm really dropping knowledge to folks, because I really want to see people win. And like I told you, like, I don't never live like I got all the answers, but, you know, like, I done been through some stuff. You know, I could just help somebody else. Somebody else just needs some words of encouragement. Somebody else need to see how bad your situation was so you can come from it. You know what I'm saying? But it's a lot of things within myself I had to break, fears, overcome these things, where I can go out here and be the best me possible. You know, living out your passions. I'm able to do that now, because I got myself together. I can go out here and wear my heart on my sleeve. I can go out here and express myself fully with my music, say what I want to say, and really tap into people and touch folk. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's my purpose. I went through life trying to figure out what a purpose was. What's your purpose? And people don't never know what the hell their purpose is. A lot of people die not knowing what their purpose is. Is it up to me to say if that's a good thing or a bad thing? Hell no. I just know I'm glad that I woke up one day and I realized that I had influence, you know, with my words and with the way I make people feel. My OG, shout out to OG Bay Harris. He always say, you know, you make it comfortable for people to open up in a room. And, I take pride in it. I think that's a cool thing, because we live in a society where people don't express themselves. Well, you know, they look at you for expressing yourself. Are you crazy? You say something that's really on your mind, something that might even be true. But if you express it, you know, somebody finna come get you. And, you know, it shouldn't be like that. You know, you should be able to pour your heart out and, you know, it be welcoming to someone, or it heals someone, or it relieves you. You know, it helps somebody. You should be able to do that without being criticized or being judged at all times. And I believe in that. And with this music, that's what I try to help people do. And I aim to do the same thing with these podcasts. You know, leaving in the room for people to reflect on themselves and, you know, really think about life. You know, where the hell you going? Start asking yourself some serious questions. You know, what you want to do? What do you like? You know, finding your passions, finding out what really drives you. You know, or really what you want to do. I know with this music thing, I done figured out with the engineering, and I do out of photography business as well. So, you know, I wanted to do videography at one point. I want to shoot videos. I want to do my music, and I want to do all kinds of film. And I got all kinds of ideas and things that I want to do. But, you know, you got to focus on the ones that move you the most, the things that's really speaking to you, you know, the things that really want to pull you out and make you want to go out here and make change in the world. And you don't give a damn who's standing in the way. Nobody can stop you from going out here and just taking away, just taking all the restrictions away, just getting free. I talk about that a lot, just really getting free. And I would say that to on one of my songs. I'm talking about my kids. I just want them to be free. And when I say freedom, like most people think about, when you think of freedom with us, especially as far as black people, you think about us being oppressed in the media, education-wise, prison systems, murders. You think about all the different levels of oppression that we feel as a black people, and you feel like you take on that responsibility of the whole black race. You know what I'm saying? You take on the whole responsibility of the black race, and you forget about what makes you feel good. You forget about what makes you as an individual feel free. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're supposed to be sincere and feel everything that, you know, you got to have some kind of empathy for everything that you feel from your people, and that's from your people hurting and suffering. If you don't feel something, you just ain't connected. But as long as you feel something, you know, you don't have to be in a rage. I was angry my whole 20s. I spent my whole 20s angry, you know, about the way we were being treated. And it didn't get me anywhere. I learned a lot from my children. My children don't respond to anger. They don't respond to me in a rage. Because when you in a rage, you out of control. You know what I'm saying? You can't be angry. You can't let that shit flex you like that. You gotta be you. You gotta be poised. So you learn how to do that by finding yourself and experimenting with yourself. You know what I'm saying? Going out there and you find your freedoms. So like with this music, with this podcast, with my photography, all these are different ways that I use to express my different freedoms. Because long as we not being held back by what society label us as being, you know, prison or, you know, not free, you know, man, we already took ourselves out the game, you know, and you got to put yourself ahead of the game. You got to really find out what the hell you want to do, what you like. You know what I'm saying? What moves you? What's going to move you to the next level of growth? You know, because we only put here to grow. And I believe that fully. We only put here to grow. And I live by that, man. So you definitely got to find them passions. You know, you got to break free, man. Because society out here, society is going to feed you. I was just talking to my homie Knox Liz. I was just telling him how I just figured out what it means to be an artist. Like, I never really looked at my work and what I offer as art. I never looked at it as art. I had a homie hit me in my inbox one time. It was a guy who had heard my music. And he was like, bro, yeah, your art is so beautiful. And I was like, my art? Like, damn, like I make art. So it made me, I write a lot of stuff down. I do a lot of writing in my books. I came out here one night and I sat down and I wrote down, what is an artist? And I was like, you know, an artist is someone who expresses themselves and expresses the views of the world through their gifts and their talents. You know what I'm saying? And I say the views and the gifts of the world because artists give reality. I was like, that's why art is needed. That's why artists are needed. You know, everybody plays a part. You know, your politicians, you know what I'm saying? You got your militants, you got your revolutionaries, you got your teachers, you got your nurses, You got the preachers and the priests. They play a part too. Everybody plays a part in our struggle. Not just the black struggle. I mean the struggle as a planet, as a humanity. Everybody fighting with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we getting killed, and I hate that shit. But, you know, the whole world is in an uproar. You know what I'm saying? We can heal the world by starting to heal with ourselves. And we can't see these truths because society got the whole world full of fake stuff. Like everything is just fake. You got girls wanting to look a certain way. They taking away their God natural beauty to achieve these things, taking away the originality from themselves. You got all types of things that's going away from the real. Everybody's lying. Politicians getting on TV just lying and lying and lying just to get a damn vote or some status quo. Like, all that. Y'all out here lying to these people who really believe in you. You got all these millions and these thousands of people who believe in you in a sense. And you just go out here and lie to them just to get a vote. Like, you know what I'm saying? The world is filled full of fake things. You got those true politicians out there, though. I ain't talking about all politicians. Don't think I put all of them in a bunch. Because I just became a voter this year. Yeah, I've been against voting ever since the first Obama election. I was against it, but that's a whole different thing. But now I'm a voter. But I've been doing my research. And, it's great politicians out there. But right now, speaking as an artist, artists are needed because we paint the real pictures of the world. We express ourselves. We out here talking about our hurt. We out here talking about our pain. We out here talking about our traumas. We got artists who are painting pictures of the Greenlands and the Icelands and putting them in textbooks so the kids in my hood who might not never make it to Greenland or Iceland, they getting to see those pictures. You know what I'm saying? These are the artists. This is the real that the artist is bringing to the world. And that's when I started realizing, like, you got purpose. You know what I'm saying? I had dropped my first album in 2019, and I had people in my inbox telling me that my music was saving their life. And I'm like, Joker, you got purpose. You know what I'm saying? You got to change your ways. You got to change the way you move. And you got to really dedicate yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because, your experiences is out here helping people. It's healing people. And to me, I love doing it. It's not like I feel like it's a job. I got to go out there and help these people. I got to go out here and try to push my music on people. Like, no. If you hurt, you find a hospital. When you hurt, you find a doctor. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to put the music out here, and it's been attracting the right people. You know what I'm saying? I still got a lot of healing to do myself. You know what I'm saying? So I heal myself with this music. This music is my power as well. You know what I'm saying? And it's a beautiful thing. And that's my purpose. That's why I go out here each day, and I'm trying to find different ways to grow. Different ways to help people, different ways to make my message clearer, so people will receive it well. I really work on these things because I realize that, I'm in a position where people really do look to me. And it ain't just, people who enjoy my music. It's a everyday thing. My wife is looking to me. My kids. My kids is looking to me. I got aunties and uncles who want to holler at me. Sisters, brothers, nieces, my babies, my friends, my brothers. We all depend on each other. We inspire each other. We push each other. All the family, you know what I'm saying? And, you got that shit too. And that's why you got to realize your purpose. Wake up every day and work towards something. Work towards your better self. You know what I'm saying? That's all I be talking about. And that's what you're going to hear on these podcasts. I told you episodes going forward are going to be a little bit more focused. But, it's going to be me out here pushing inspiration and, trying to get people to elevate, use their minds, be in your feelings, jump deep inside so you can grow on the outside, so you can elevate to new levels. You know what I'm saying? And but yeah, this has been, I don't know how long this episode has been. I know when I go, I can just go on a tear. But it has been a beautiful journey to get where I am now, to being able to finally start this podcast. Like I said, I've been wanting to do this for years, and fears have kept me out of the way, and procrastination, and all types of things have kept me out of the way of really coming out here and doing this podcast. And it's a way I get to release. It's a way I get to connect with my fans. It's a way I get to connect with my people who don't get to be inside Myrts Son head, all the time. Nah, I just, when you listen, don't expect to come here and hear me talk about the latest news. I ain't talking about no latest news. I might drop my opinion on subjects every now and there, but I'm really focused on, people having a place where they can come and feel free to open up. Feel free to be okay expressing themselves, to be okay facing their realities, to be okay facing your truths, and to realize that you got a place where you can go when you need a day and somebody you just need to be feel. You need to feel good. Myrts Son got some words for you. I'm gonna shoot some words to you, some encouragement. I'm gonna remind you that you got a light inside of yourself that you can shine out here to the world. You just gotta make sure you taking that time and that dedication, and you sitting down and you finding it. Cause that's all I believe in. I had people ask me before, "Are you religious?" or you an atheist? Like, nah. I believe it's one big energy that connect us all. But in reality, I just believe in self. I believe in the right now. And I believe any change that you want to see in this life begins with self. You believe in yourself, you be patient with yourself, and you sit back and you watch self blossom. This whole life is a journey. So walk your journey and do it to the best of your ability. And I'm getting ready to sign out. I'm Myrts Son. And y'all be blessed. Keep elevating. Peace.
Let that coffee brew, let that L burn. Meditating on my past and the lessons learned. Wanna live life, wanna find me. Wanna rid the impressions of society. Let that coffee brew, let that L burn. Meditating on the past and the lessons learned. Just wanna live life, just wanna be me. Just wanna break these chains and become free.